Hi-de ho, everyone. My name's Mr. Fruit, and welcome to episode 53 of the GG Over Easy podcast. And in today's episode, we actually hit through a lot of things and surprisingly stay rather on topic. I had a lot of things written down, and we pretty much bop, bop, bada, bada, bop, bop. In today's episode, we talk about some sadder stuff like the passing of Chadwick Boseman that came out of left field for everybody, the impact that had, as well as Mandalorian 2. A release date was announced, but evidently there's something going up with it that we weren't aware of. And it might be a bad thing. Cyberpunk 2077 manages to fit in a smaller file size than Call of Duty because we still don't know what's going on with that. There's a mystery man, possibly Iron Man, evidently flying around airplanes in LAX. NVIDIA revealed some new graphics cards. It's the future, or is it? Do you need it? Do you not? We weigh in. Nintendo shows a whole bunch of new stuff, including a Mario Battle Royale.
Do you need it?
Not to mention...
You might have to because it's going to be gone.
Yeah, and it's leaving? Competitive Call of Duty cuts a whole bunch of world champions and stuff because they change how the esports going to function. I talk about some League of Legends esports that I'm excited for. Batman, sad news. Again, freaking... I don't want to talk about it. Movies, what's going on with that in this digital age? And so much more. Patreon questions as per usual.
Do you have the meme of the week?
I do have a meme of the week.
Yeah.
Right here. The meme of the week. There were a lot of good ones. There were a lot of good ones.
Yeah, they've been popping off with the latest Among Us kind of culture wave that's hit the subreddit.
But I will say, I think
sub of the subreddit.
Yeah. /r/Mr. Fruit. This one comes from BB2K20. It's titled Always Suspect Number 1. And it's the meme where like they're in a conference table, like doing a meeting, and they're like, hey, we should do this, and someone says something, they throw them out.
Yeah.
So it starts with Blue's sitting there at the desk like, my gut says it was fruit. And then there's Dork saying like, I did it. Rob goes, it's 100% Christian. And then there's me saying, I literally watched Shark kill him. And then Blue looks at me angry and throws me out. And that's pretty much how it always goes. Guys, so I just saw Shark stab this dude. Vote fruit, dude, that's sauce. Like, all right, well.
Well, Shark always says, oh my God, you always do it.
Every time I do it. So anyway, that's this episode. Lots to look forward to. Thank you for watching and or listening. Let's get into it. And welcome back to GG Over Easy. This is episode 53. We crest the year mark, and now we're into year 2.
We hit 100. We'll hit 100 by our next year episode. So how exciting is that? We hit 100 next.
Wow. Listen to how excited everyone is. That's crazy. Stop it, guys.
Well, please. You can't see. The Discord's going crazy.
Like, popping off, dude.
You should see the sub chat right now. There's one Poggers in there. There's...
approximately 1 hypers. I will say I just made some tea real quick before we started this podcast. I've been feeling a little ill recently.
You're freaking me out.
And I'm going to get Rob. It's contagious through the interwebs.
Which means it's contagious for you guys as well. Yeah. If you're listening to this.
So it's game over. I'm sorry.
Not only is this the first rated 30-star podcast, this is also the first rated FDA non-approved podcast.
Wear a mask. But I made some nice chai tea. I have a little mix, but I need something hot.
Hot tea or cold tea?
Hot tea. Because my throat's been killing me. So I made a little bit. And this is the stuff. I actually drank this exact same stuff at Fruit Summit when my throat was killing me.
Oh, I remember that. It was during the Smash tournament.
Yeah, because that's when I think my voice started to just go out the night we did Mario Party, which I think was the night before. But it was like 2 a.m. and we're still playing Mario Party. I was so
Clawed out of my mind, I don't remember.
Most everybody was. And I never showed it. There was like one, I obviously edited it out, but we like had to keep changing the camera. Like it would only record like 20 minutes at a time. So we'd have to like reset it and stuff. And one of the times I was like, yo, I need a reset. And Rob's like, I got you. Or like, I need a sync. and he's like, you had like a little cup of like White Claw and like this mini little like chalice. And you're like, Rob syncing up footage, drinking White Claw. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, what a great sync that was. I bet that helped you a lot.
I was like, thanks, Rob. and then you're like, that's for you, future Christian. I'm like, thanks, dude.
Who's editing this?
Yeah, I was like, appreciate that. So anyway, that's what I was drinking. And then, but I was just looking it up. And it has to be wrong. But it says in every ounce of the chai tea mix, there's like 30 to 50 milligrams of caffeine.
Demon ash. Oh, okay. Caffeine.
Which doesn't seem like much. Because like apparently in a normal cup of coffee, there's like 100 to 150 milligrams. But they're saying it's like per ounce. Which can't be right. Because then in like this 8-ounce chai latte, that's what?
Sydney loves chai tea lattes.
100 milligrams. That can't.
I mean, she gets it from Starbucks. I mean, I'm sure chai tea lattes have a lot of caffeine in it.
Well, they have less than
tea in general
coffee.
Just has a shit ton
less than
caffeine.
Coffee. Like a third of what coffee does normally.
I mean, maybe that's why you like that stuff so much.
No, it just tastes delicious. But I'm not gonna. So apparently, I'm not gonna drink as much as I thought I was. Otherwise, I'm gonna be tweaking right now.
Well, the question is, are you tweaking when you usually drink that?
The last time I had this was Fruit Summit. So
I guess we'll find out if you're tweaking.
When did you start feeling sick? Now, is it because of Among Us, or is this like I went to the grocery store and got exposed?
Oh, well, I have no idea. Well, I guess even in a perfect world or whatever, where we totally know that this is Ligma, then ideally it would have been like 2 weeks ago. So I have no idea.
Remember when Ligma was the worst illness we had?
I did. Ligma and Sigma, dude. Those were the days,
Remember we just used to meme about like illnesses and stuff?
And now we can't.
Now we're in a pandemic.
So like, I would say like 3 days ago though, I woke up, voice kind of hurt throughout the day, or like throat got a little worse. And then every time I wake up, it's like, ugh, and I just took a nap because I was up until like 2 playing Among Us. And then I had to get up at 5:30 to edit it. So didn't get much sleep. So I was like, I'm going to take a nap. And then I woke up and I'm like, ugh. So,
yeah. I was going to say, because like I woke up pretty early that day too. It was like 6:15. I woke up around because Max wakes me up in the morning. And I saw Sammy tweet, which means like Sammy's going to bed at that time. It was like, yo, just like, thank you guys so much for the 8-hour Among Us stream. Like that was crazy. And like, I literally messaged Christian. I was like, did you guys play Among Us for 8 hours yesterday? And like, cause I knew like, I was like, but there's no way he's actually awake, like editing that like this morning. And then he goes, yeah, I'm dead. Like, or something like along the lines of that.
Yeah, I was
like, yeah, we did.
That's the only reason I went to bed. I was like, I'm good. Well, already it was way past my bedtime, but I was like, I'm going to have to wake up in a couple hours. I got to go to bed. So I did.
Yeah, the YouTube algorithm giveth and the YouTube algorithm taketh away.
I mean, if that's the price I have to pay right now, that's a price I'll pay every day. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you had to have gotten like at least like 3-4 videos worth of content right there in that session alone.
Oh, easy. Because so I'm not going to harp on it much because we talked about it last podcast. But since then,
get some good ass rounds regardless. Though.
Well, the video wise, the last 6, I believe, that I've uploaded, everyone at some point has been trending, which has never happened before. We out here eating. Trending on gaming, which has never happened for me. I think a couple got
really. Was your first trending video ever?
So like a while ago, before they reworked it all, I hit some trending on gaming. I think once, and it was like pretty high up there. But then they kind of retooled it and stuff, and it was way harder. Because if you look at the trending page, it's almost always the same people, same thing. Because for the most part, it's just views per hour. It's not like, oh, this person normally gets 5,000 views, but this video for them is getting 50,000, and so they're like, wow, that's like a X% increase that hits the threshold. It's trending. It's just like who's just getting tons of views per hour, and so it's normally just big people. All the big Fortnite people, and like Markiplier is always up there. Lachlan, Just all the people you would
PewDiePie.
expect, yeah, are always trending. But I think we hit like 15. And so for me, like that was...
Which one was that exactly?
It's a good question. Was it a
Smooth Brain one?
Smooth Brain got to like 25. And then the one after that, I think, is what hit 15. But yeah, every video is still doing better. Well, I got 20,000 subs in a day. I don't know. It's crazy. So, hey, 8-hour Among Us session. Easy. We do what we got to do.
Hey, well, I'll see you at the next session.
Yeah. With
8 hours, though, that's crazy.
That time I'll be double fisting chai teas. Yeah, I doubt we'll ever do.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's because when you weren't here, Blue, but when he joined, we were talking about it, and I was like, is that the longest recording session like you've ever had? He's like, no, I think Russ was longer than that.
But it was right behind that. It's got to be second highest.
How long was a Curse of Osiris? Why do I feel like that was forever? Like
not even 2 hours.
It felt like
I know it did. For me, it did too because I'm having to sit here just listening. One guys, okay, guys, the story's kind of cool. Lol, Dusty, lol, like I was like, okay, whatever, all right, it's fine. So anyway, lots to talk about, more or less, that we may or may not get to as per usual. But it's a pretty news-filled week across the board. Where do we want to start? Because I have a couple written down that I didn't mention, but we just got lots.
Just throw it down. Throw it down what you got for us.
Okay, I will roughly just go down in the random order I wrote them down in.
Oh, okay, fun.
Well, you're going to regret saying that because the first one is Chadwick Boseman. If you didn't hear the news previously this week.
Sad.
Yeah. I'm out of left field.
I think it was like literally hours we finished, like a couple hours we had finished the podcast last week. Like it was announced that he had passed away.
Like nobody saw this coming. Not even people that knew Chadwick, except for like really close friends and family, apparently. It had turned out that I think in 2016 he was diagnosed with stage 3
colon cancer.
And then it had ramped to stage 4. I don't know the exact timeline. And then at that point, he passed away at home with his friends and family, and nobody knew. He kept it under wraps. I mean, he's strong. Think about the crazy thing too is looking back at his film history, and to think in the past 4 years, everything he's done while under at least stage 3 colon cancer is absolutely nuts. And to do it to where people don't even know. Like, not show your weakness at all, which I wouldn't even call it weakness, but, like, make it evident that, like, you know, something's up.
Some sort of chink in your armor or something.
Like, nobody knew, not even the director of the movies. Like, everybody was just blown away. And I was, too. I was like, that can't be real. Like, this is...
Yeah, I thought it was, like, a TMZ, like, fake thing. Like, I thought... I couldn't believe it for real. Like, that's Black Panther. That's Jackie Robinson. Like, he's awesome, too. And like all the cool work he did and all that kind of stuff, like somebody who was sick themselves, inspiring and going to like children's hospitals and all that kind of stuff, like it's really sad that we lost somebody like him, and he'll be missed for sure.
I genuinely did not believe that what happened. It just didn't like seem real. Because for me personally, I thought he was going to be like, I thought this dude was going to be everywhere the next decade. Like I thought 2020s, I was gonna be Chadwick Boseman everywhere. But yeah, it's
fuck you, cancer. Like just like one of those.
I mean, it felt similar to Kobe. Obviously, the nature of it was different, but where it just like you kind of hear it and you're like, that can't be real.
Yeah.
And the difference is, at least with this one, it wasn't like a TMZ report. His family was able to report on it and be like, hey, this is what happened. Like he passed away with his friends and his family by his side. But still, it's nuts.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel for all the people too that Black Panther obviously was a cultural phenomenon. And a lot of people looked up to Chadwick and stuff. A lot of people in the community. And he was like an iconic figure. And to already lose him like that, like, it's tough.
Yeah, and like you said, just like for it to be like an unknown battle that he was kind of doing on his own, like to have that kind of like strength. I'm not saying like there was like he was the only one that knew. Like I'm sure like people around him and his family knew, but like to do that and just like having that like public or like that private battle and like not showing that is really inspiring. And I'm sure it is inspiring a lot of people still. Just sad.
That was definitely a sadder note to just throw up with all the things that have been going on recently. It just feels like it's blow after blow. And again, everyone was taken by surprise. It's truly disheartening. And hopefully his family and everyone, especially those around him that didn't know, hopefully get to sit well with it and process it. But that happened. We obviously had to bring that up. Rest in peace, Chadwick. Wakanda forever.
I love that movie. That movie's that's literally like the first thing I did when I heard the news. I literally threw on Black Panther and watched it.
Now I feel bad saying I like Killmonger more than Black Panther the movie. But anyway, so that happened. Had to say something, tribute that. Next up, again, we're just gonna be going down the list. This one's, some of them are pretty short too, so we don't have to spend too long talking about it. Mandalorian 2 was announced, and there's a release date.
Yes. I heard some things though.
What thing?
Like I heard like there were reshoots, and I heard like the first cut of the trailer was not approved, and it wasn't looking good, so they had to like recut the trailer. And I heard there were also like reshoots going on. I could be wrong and
really?
read like I could have read like some clickbaity thing. And once again, the millennial in me just read the headline, didn't really delve deep into it. But I was like, well, seems kind of right. This is why we can't have nice things here in 2020. I just felt like it was things kind of stacking on top of one another. Are you looking it up for yourself, Jamie? If there's
yes.
anything true to that statement.
I asked Jamie myself, and I'm quickly skimming this thing. According to a YouTuber, Grace Randolph, Mandalorian Season 2 sounds like the potential to be a big disaster.
Oh,
no! Disney isn't at all happy with the first trailer for Season 2, and that it needs reshoots and needs to be re-edited. And also notes there will be some sort of shift halfway through the season, which has to do with issues surrounding the show.
What? No.
Okay, so I wasn't just making this up. Okay, I thought you guys were bringing it up because of this. I'm sorry to break your hearts.
I hadn't even heard of this.
Oh, I thought you were bringing it up because of this. I didn't know you guys were like, oh, it's.
I saw release date. Yeah, I was like, hi.
My bad.
I mean, here's what I'll say at the very least. I assume Disney knows what they got here and how good it can be. So I'm hoping it's just like they want to make sure it's going to live up to expectations. So part of me just wants to think this is a good thing. They're going to make sure it's as good as possible. Think like,
but also Disney.
Yeah, but I think they.
Mandalorian's awesome.
Yeah, what they did with the first Mandalorian, I have some faith. And like reshoots aren't always a bad thing. Think of like Deadpool 2. We heard like tons of reshoots. Like, oh my god, that was gonna be terrible. And it turned out good.
Think of Suicide Squad.
Okay, well, when it's trash to begin with, like, what are reshoots gonna do? Okay, so I think I don't know. I didn't hear that news. It's gonna be interesting because that just came out. Like that article is not even a day old. So it'd be interesting to see if that's going to affect the release date. Because currently it's slated for October 30th. And hopefully it comes out.
Well, yeah, when I saw the release date, I was like, I swear I just saw a thing that was saying that it was having reshoots and having all these kind of things. And then I was like, of course. Like, of course, it starts out hot. And then season 2 comes out and it's going to be, like it's going to start a pattern. I'm going to hate it or something. This is why I can't love Star Wars, Blue.
Yeah,
but the first Mandalorian was like S tier,
so good.
All right, well, you ruined it, Rob. God, that was supposed to be a high note, and it's another low note. So, okay, here's
it can't be that bad.
No, we'll have to wait and see, and we'll have to like. Currently, we only have that. Apparently, just a random YouTuber as a source. So who knows?
Again, I take it with a grain of salt. But
at the end of the day, I mean, I'm still gonna watch it. I still have high hopes.
Also, Mulan comes out, I guess tomorrow, but listeners now, 2 days ago, it's out now. Yeah.
That's gonna be on Disney Plus. It's releasing in select theaters that are open too, right? I assume.
I think so. Yeah, there's a theater. The bistro is actually open down here. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Miss me with that.
Thank you. Yeah. No, thank you.
But the interesting thing is, if you have Disney Plus, you can purchase it there for $30, and I don't know. I think it's for like a 48 viewing period, or you can own it too. I think it's a viewing period. So many people are up in arms about it, like being able to like that price is egregious. Like, clearly, you've never been on a date, or like
God,
you must only be watching movies by yourself, because $30 for a movie, I'll take that, and it's from the comfort of my home. Like,
I've dreamt about that since I was like 6. So the fact like I get to do it without some guy over there like in the corner like. And then, like, I'm over here fighting for elbow position, like half the time.
Crunch.
Yeah, I got Slippin' Larry back there, just slipping on it or slurping on his Slurpee.
Like, bro, there's nothing left, dude. Just stop.
Yeah, just throw it away, man. Like, I hate that. Like, you're basically just drinking on a paper cup, man. Like, relax.
But see, personally, I still like to go to the movies, and I will when when it's safe to return. I'll still go occasionally. But I think this is an important step that fundamentally is probably going to have to happen. And hopefully it doesn't kill off movie theaters. Because still, like, a lot of people don't also have, the right home theater system to, like, properly appreciate some movies, which is why, like, Christopher Nolan or whatever is like, I'm not releasing my movie digitally. Like, you got to see it in theaters. Which I can
appreciate.
Which is because, like think like Dunkirk. If you just watch that on a normal TV in your living room, it would have hit different. Do what?
I never saw it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was like a movie. Like you're in the theater, and they're like the big spectacle. Like it makes sense. A lot of Nolan's films are really good.
Like Interstellar.
Yeah, and I think it was Scorsese. Although he eventually made The Irishman or whatever that was on Netflix.
Dude, most overrated movie of all time, might I add.
Is that the black the black and white movie?
No,
with
that's Lighthouse.
Oh,
Irishman is like 4 hours.
4-hour movie, which I was like, okay, Martin Scorsese, 4-hour fucking crime mob drama. And
yeah.
This sounds like Primo Scorsese, and then it was just like. Dude, Jesus Christ, dude!
Like,
hey, I'm Al Pacino.
It was one of those like
this was a little much.
Yeah, like it could be 4 hours, but does it need to be 4 hours?
Exactly.
Like it was a slog. Pardon your regularly programmed podcast listening for this short ad break.
Winning Seasons has returned over at mybookie.com. The winning season means a doubling on your first deposit. You put 50 down, that means they're giving 50 back to you. That is nearly a double, baby. They're matching you. Winning season means Survivor, Super Contest, and Squares. You don't know what that means? It's as easy as downloading the app and go finding out what it means. Guys, it's time to start following your brain and use code OVER and double your first deposit. New players get up to 1,000 in a free play, designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games that you decide to bet. I'll tell you what. I'm not going to tell you guys on any kind of hits I've made on the past, but let me tell you, Clippers -8 when they beat my Nuggets the other day was a heater. And I just want to thank my bookie for hosting my bet. So you guys use code promo OVER and double your first deposit. Thank you so much, my bookie, for sponsoring this 5-star podcast. A slow burner.
I mean, like I paused it at one point, like sure we got, and it's like an hour in. I'm like, oh my God.
You're like checking in on like, I gotta be at least 2.5, 3.
I did it all in one sitting, and I feel like I deserve a reward. Jeez, it was like, I mean, it was Scorsese, and like, what the fudge is the actor's name?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, De Niro was great, of course. Like all the actors were great. It's a lot of the usual Scorsese people, but like, man, you could have cut down on a lot of that. It was just too much. It was just too much.
It wasn't needed.
No.
Okay, so I'm not watching it then.
No, you're all right. But that just goes to show, like, some people have like Scorsese, have warmed up to the idea of being able to like, do movies made for streaming platforms and whatnot. But overall, I think it's a good thing. And like, if you're a family, I don't even think that's a choice. You kidding me? $30 at your house?
Click.
Yeah, cop. Like, you kidding me? That's
and then you just make a trip out of the dollar store out of it, and instead of having to buy $7 dots, you just buy $1 dots.
Yeah, you can buy them 7 things of dots now. Kids go crazy. So I think that's good. But then, like, on the other hand, Tenet came out, and that's only viewable in theaters. I don't even think it's in America yet. He like went globally first because he's like, America doesn't know what they're doing. They're not handling it right. So when we handle it better, we'll be able to see Tenet. But he was one, where it's just like, this one's not digital, which is unfortunate because I really want to see it. But I guess I'll have to wait for the theater.
I don't even know what that movie's about. Like, I just know things go in reverse.
When it comes to his movies,
Does he write the movies?
Yeah. It's always like a blind jump of faith, and I've never been let down. So I just love he always plays with such cool concepts. Like this Tenet, where it's going to be like some like really confusing thing. A lot of people hate that stuff. Love that stuff. I like movies that like make me think. So yeah, I hardly know, and I try to watch as few trailers as much. I think I watched the first teaser trailer for it a while ago, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna watch it. I don't want to see anything else. I just know you can like rewind time at certain points and like catch a bullet. And she's like, imagine instead of shooting the bullet, you're catching the bullet. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but I'm in. And yeah, and I just know that the name is a palindrome. Maybe that also, that kind of ties into it because it's the same.
Like you can like
forward
like
and
it's
back.
The same.
Also plays with the the whole concept, like forward, back in time. Same. Anyway, I love this stuff. But yeah, that's it'll be interesting to see how people receive Mulan 2 because there was all that drama a year ago or whatever. And then
I mean, I've heard like Rotten Tomato said it was pretty decent, so I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna try and like actually like make a date out of it, and like because Sydney and I used to love going to the movies, and we used to love spending $80 at the movie theaters, but now we just get to spend like 36, which is awesome.
I just remember the first outrage was because like it's not gonna have wow, I can't remember names. The dragon.
Oh, Mushu.
And they're like taking a more serious route and all this kind of stuff, and they're like, meh. But then people are like, all right, whatever. But then the next uproar was with the Hong Kong protests, and the actress that plays Mulan,
I forgot about that,
came out in support of like China, saying the rioters and stuff were out of place. So a lot of people obviously weren't happy with that. But we'll see how it does.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it. I've heard like if Rotten Tomato gives it above at 85%, that's like my threshold is like 85 higher, and I'll go. And
you must not watch many movies then.
I don't.
Well, I'm at the point where there's not a lot of new entertainment, especially movies right now. So I'm like, a new movie, screw it, dude. One I wouldn't have even watched before, fine. I'll watch it.
Well, I tweeted about it the other day. I don't know if you saw it. I'm gonna try and get into reading books.
Where'd you tweet that at, Rob?
I tweeted that on Twitter.
.com/
Robbie.
I
was trying to get you to plug it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making fun of me because I thought you were making fun of me because I always say tweeted my tweet. I was like, did I say tweeted a tweet again?
I was trying to be like, and where did you? Oh, whatever.
Oh, okay. But that's where we always play. Anyway, that I'm gonna try and start reading more. That I'm gonna like read books, and not like textbooks, like a book. You know what I mean?
What you say textbook like you're gonna get like Introduction to History 101.
That's what a textbook is. Like I'm not reading textbooks.
Well, why would you that? I hadn't even thought of you reading a textbook.
But people do read textbooks.
Okay, so you're just gonna read books.
Books, yes, I'm gonna read books.
Okay.
I like to call them books. It's fun.
And what are you looking at? Is there a certain genre? What spurred this on? More importantly,
I was just like kind of sitting there and I was like, damn, I don't read enough. And then like my dad was talking to me on the phone and like I was like, Dad, do you read? And he's like, no, I don't really have time for that. And then he just kept asking me the same questions over and over again. I was like, I think my dad's losing his mind. I need to start reading more. So that's literally how it came about. I was like, he just asked me a lot of questions and he doesn't do anything but work on planes. I was like, I'm going to start reading books because I'll be like, Dad, do you read books? I was like, you just asked me the same questions 3 times in a row. He goes, Robert, I work on 777s, man. Okay. Like, I don't need to do Sudoku puzzles. I'm like, okay, whatever that means. But I just want to like read books and not like I said, textbooks, not boring books, like something that's like fun.
Well, to somebody that is a fun book. So you should say books that interest you.
I'm like, not trying to gatekeep books, but
so like,
yes,
but like, what genre like is your go-to if you?
Well, the only book I ever read for fun was The City of Ember, and that was in 5th grade or 6th grade.
Wow. Okay. So the last time you read a book outside of school
like
was
for fun, and it wasn't even outside of school. Like it was given to me
13 years ago.
Yeah, at
Something
least.
Like that?
It's a great book, City of Ember. Yeah, at least Mr. Ruderman. Yep. Check that.
I don't remember my teachers' names. But here's
you don't remember your teachers' names at all?
No. Here's a crazy thing I was reading about though, because like I freaking showed that like light novel I got.
Yeah, you were reading some manga.
It's a light novel, okay?
That also like inspired me as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry.
Like, okay.
Oh, sorry, Sammy. Sorry.
Yeah, but I was like I was looking at that stuff, and it like led me this rabbit hole of reading some like differences and like in Japan's culture. And there was a study done. I don't know how recent, but it was something like in America. In the past year, I think it's like 15% of Americans have read a book. Just one.
Like just a book.
Yeah, a book.
And that's like including like in your time in school, right? Like that's taking into account like
I think it was like outside of homework. And I assume most people surveyed, I imagine we're out of education. That's what I would think. Okay. But so that puts it, and the sad thing too is I believe it. Then you go over to Japan, and evidently, in the past month, in a month period, at least 80% of Japanese citizens have read anywhere from 3 to 5 books.
And what's considered a book? I guess 150 pages at least, or something like that.
That was the one thing I wondered, because like apparently they have like a whole bunch of different criteria of books. Like, is that manga? Is that light novel? Is that like is that a novel? Is that magazine? But whatever you measure it as, it's still more than whatever an American's doing.
I'll tell you what, I could crank out some I Spy books and some like Where's Waldo? Like I could crank like some Guinness Book of World Records. I could crank those.
I could go in on those. Dude, those were tight.
You ever wonder who's checking those books out at the library? This guy.
Americans.
The point is there's a drastic change or disparity. Because I was reading this whole boom about, I'd never heard of it, but they're called like cell phone novels, I think is what they're called. And it was like this giant craze that popped up, I want to say late 2000s, like 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, with smartphones. And people would just straight up on their phone write like these short novels or whatever. And it was getting pretty popular, so there was like one website in particular that started to host these, and it got
Tumblr.
Not Tumblr. It was some Japanese site, and it just got like super popular, and it got to this point where like everyone was reading cell phone novels, and because like it was made on the phone, it was formatted for the phone, and the thing too is apparently Japanese, at least from the time I read this article, they don't like
Kindles.
Yeah, they don't like tablets as much. Like they still prefer physical, like over everything. Except for like these cell phone novels. And because like for them, they want to fit it in like in their pocket, because I guess some of the books they have can fit in their pockets, but then at the other time it's like they're still, I don't know, but they really like physical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's these cell phone novels, and it got to the point where the thing too is most of the authors for these cell phone novels are like middle schooler and high schoolers, and there's like hundreds and thousands, and it was getting to the point where like 90% of high schoolers were reading these cell phone novels every week. It was like 50% of middle schoolers. And it went on to some of these people would get like deals. Like some 14-year-old got like $700,000 for writing the cell phone novel that just did really well. And then I guess
that popped.
Sold the rights or whatever. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But there's just this whole world over there that's completely different. Whereas over here, we're like, a book?
Yeah,
what?
I'm over here like, I want to read books, not textbooks.
Yeah. We're like, a book? And it's just a whole other world.
I'm gonna label this a clip. So like when we upload this as a clip at one point, leave me your recommendations, chat. Looking for like, and maybe you and Blue have some. I don't know if you guys are into books, or if you're only into light books like you are, Mr. Fruit. I'm looking like mystery kind of like, I don't know what's going on, but like you keep like giving me a little bit to like work with. I'm like, ooh, that's nice. Like, I like that. And where it's like, this goes deeper than I thought. Like, it's like where I think like it's like this guy, but then I'm like, wait, no, this goes into the government, bro. Like those kind
always
of books.
does.
Oh, books. Sorry.
Yeah, I got nothing for it.
Because that's what like City of Ember was. So like chat or subscriber chat or stands in the chat right now. If you guys have any recommendations, I'm looking for them. Because I'm always like on YouTube, and it's just like that kind of content. Like I feel like I'm just sitting there like.
I think you just need
just
to
like,
you need to
just
start
disconnect
with a lighter book. So whatever the recommendations are, it shouldn't be too big, too daunting.
Like Green Eggs Ham. You thinking like something like that? Like
yeah. So I'm thinking maybe just start with the first Fire and Ice.
Okay.
Song of Fire and Ice. I think maybe just start there.
And that's why I want to like get decent at reading and learn how to, I don't know, sit my ADHD having ass down and like able to look at text and read it. And because with those books coming out, that's canon, like that's George R.R. Martin's canon. And I know for a fact it's not going to be like what it was like in the show. So I have to know what it's like. So I want to get like decent at it because I've never been a strong reader. So I just want to get better at it. And like it's nice to like disconnect and read a nice little passage from my book. Like, oh, how many pages did you read today? I read 15. It's like,
good for
nice.
you, Rob. I'm so proud of you.
Like, and whenever you close the book and you put your glasses down, it's like,
yeah.
It's like
that's bookmark.
That's what I feel like you do, and then you put on your Frank Sinatra in the Rain, and that's when you
you turn on your record player, you grab your glass of wine, you sit pensively in your chair, and you think about all the world issues.
And then I open up, where's Waldo? I'm like, he's find the marble.
Yeah, find
I
the
Spy
paperclip.
Christmas edition. My favorite.
It's right there.
I've read this one 8 times now. And it always gets better with each read.
Well, I think that's good, Rob. You're building up a skill set. You're bettering yourself. I like that.
Maybe I'll get into light novels.
Well, and see, I get a lot of my reading. I've always been a decent reader, and it helps too with anime. So I can do subbed, and it's like you got to be fast because I want to read it fast enough that then I can watch. So I'm not just reading the text. So it's like bop, 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 and then I get to appreciate the animation. I feel like that's a good trainer too. You got to know what I'm saying?
What, you watch and read at the same time?
I'm saying like I read it so fast, I'm pretty much like just watching anyway.
No, you're not. The pages don't move.
No, I'm talking about subbed anime.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying you read manga so fast that it feels like you're watching anime. Yeah. I was like, that's just not moving, fam. Like, I don't care how you're trying to paint that.
I'm like the guy, like you flipped the book. That was great. Anyway, Blue, do you read much?
Not really. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. I read subtitles.
Hey, that's gotta count. Come on.
So no light novels or mangas for you?
I used to read manga a little bit, but then I was like, nah, I'm not that much of a weeb, so I just went back to just watching anime.
See, I don't mind. I would read manga. It's just the problem is, if I'm already watching the show, I don't want to get ahead of a show.
And 95% of mangas, I feel like, are always way ahead of the show.
100%.
Like, not even close. Like, I feel like Demon Slayer's manga is eight seasons deep now in Demon Slayer, and we're like at season 2. And I'm trying to wait for just this movie.
Well, the good news is it's good when that happens. Otherwise, you get stuff like Naruto, where they're like, we've caught up, so let's make like 200 episodes of filler. That's not canon because we got nothing else to do.
Sasuke gets a haircut.
Or, speaking of Song of Fire and Ice, you get caught up in Game of Thrones, and then they're like, well,
I felt like they would just be like, yo, George, like, what is the plan here?
And George probably, I don't know, dude.
Like maybe George told him, and they were just like, I hope it was just like the White Walkers win. And he's just like, yep, that's it. And then they're like, what? Like, that's it?
There was a recent article where evidently in the long night fight or whatever at the Stark estate, where they slay the
Stark estate, yeah, like the
whatever
the castle. What is that castle called?
I'm trying to think.
It's not called the Stark Castle. Like, it's called something.
Well,
Winterfell.
Winterfell. God, I felt stupid. There was evidently like a fight or whatever sequence that the Night King had, like a pretty long fight, and evidently they scrapped it because they're like, nobody wants to see him like twirl a staff and do fight or whatever. It's like that's unnecessary. Yeah,
we waited 8 seasons for the Night King to not get a fight.
Yeah, and apparently there's like, nobody wants to see that. We'll scrap that. There's okay. Before we get into that, let's just go to the next one.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna you have a lot of balls as to show that Jacksonville Jaguars hat behind. This is some quick sports talk. You got a lot of balls to have that hat behind.
Actually, they can't see it on the.
They're about to be the first pick in the draft, bro. Like, yeah, you got a lot. You got a lot of balls having that on there.
Hey,
but yeah,
it's
for our sports stands out there, which I don't know if there are a lot.
Probably not, but hey. Pardon your regularly programmed podcast listening for this short ad break.
Get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking fun, easy, and affordable. HelloFresh offers convenient delivery right to your doorstep for easy home cooking with the family. The recipes are easy to follow, quick to make with simple steps and pictures to guide you along the way. HelloFresh cuts out the stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and getting dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or even less. I think you guys have seen me and Sydney do some cooking streams before. We've cooked so many meals and we've used it for years, and I do a lot of cooking streams with it, and it's just an awesome time. Go to HelloFresh.com/80GG and use code 80GG to get a total of $80 off of your first month, including free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details. Thank you so much, HelloFresh, for sponsoring this podcast.
Well, okay. You know what? I'll just transition this into, I was going to do a different one, but esports. Some stuff going on in esports. First off, what I'm interested in. This weekend, by the time you're watching this podcast, actually, the finals are about to start. LCS, League Championship Series for League of Legends.
Oh.
I've been obviously watching those. My team, TSM. Whoa.
TSM.
They're in losers finals. They're going to play this Saturday.
Wait, why are they in losers finals? Is that because they placed in seasons third or something like that? So that's where they go, or?
No, this is the first split where they're doing double elimination playoffs.
Oh.
Because they have spring season and summer season.
Yeah.
And normally what would happen is spring season winner of that one pretty much gets one of the invites to Worlds that year. Summer season winner of that gets invite to Worlds, and then there's a gauntlet that you play for the last spot. But people are complaining what would happen is like someone would win spring season
and then just
but fall off in summer, and then they're representing us at Worlds, and it's like they're garbage.
They suck.
So they're like, we need our best 3 teams. So they're like, all right, we'll do a double elimination, and the top 3 people at the end of it will go, because that should be the top 3 teams, like in the most recent thing. So the teams,
makes sense.
TSM made it. Obviously, TSM, Team Liquid, and FlyQuest will be going to Worlds for North America. But not only that, they're still playing for the summer playoff title. And it has just been, I mean, if you keep up with it, it has been.
Wait, so TSM's
ridiculous.
already going to Worlds, then what are you excited about? Like,
they're still playing summer playoffs, though. So they can still get into the finals for the summer season and win the series, the championship.
Yeah, but don't you just want to win Worlds? Like, isn't that almost just like winning your division? Like, yay, I won my division, but like,
no, especially
Worlds
because
is like
TSM's won North America 6 times, which was like the most. It still is, but barely. But we missed Worlds 2 years in a row, and we never missed it. So it's good to be back, but also we haven't won a championship in like over 2 years. It's been rough. So I'm hoping we can just reclaim it. But anyway, it's exciting for me, fun to watch. And then it always gets me back. I'm like, I'm going to go play League. And I've been playing League recently, and I'm like, I'm garbage. It's been a while.
Oh, you've been queuing up on comp?
So then I just go back to watching.
Do you do in-com voice chat like
No.
when you call out? No.
With how toxic people are in chat, I don't even want to know these people.
Just pings.
Just mute them. Yeah, mute them immediately.
You know what I saw? You know what I found out is something toxic you can do in League that I was like, that is so toxic. Is like, if I'm playing with you and I want to play jungler, but you want to play jungler, but I'm like, I don't want him to play jungler. I can ban the champion you want to play, and you don't get to play jungler now because I banned your hero.
Yeah,
like with my ban. Like, I banned my own teammates, like, carry. Or we're like...
That is reportable, though.
It is?
Yeah. At the end of the game, you could report them for griefing.
And so that's considered a griefable, like...
Well, because, like, you have, like, 30 seconds at the beginning to, like, hover your champion. So I can be like, hey, I want to play Lee Sin before you go into ban phase. And then in ban phase, like, if I'm the other guy and I'm like, I don't like to play against Lee Sin. Let me go to Lee Sin. Then you go to click it. It'll, like, show, like, hey, your teammate's, like, hovering this before you ban it. But then if you do, it's like, bruh.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to just grief.
Yeah. But there's plenty of ways you can
Yeah, I just saw that, like, in a League video, and I was like, that is so mean. I love it.
But more esports stuff, but this time... drama, which we love here.
We really do.
Call of Duty.
Petty.
Going from 5v5 to 4v4, which it was 4v4 for the longest time. Black Ops 4 switched to 5v5. Modern Warfare was 5v5. And most recently, they just held the championships, the CDL championships. The Dallas Empire or whatever. Yeah.
Dallas Empire.
They won the championship series. They're like, yeah, they're all excited. And then the next day, they announce with Black Ops Cold War, Call of Duty Competitive will be changing to 4v4.
And like they did it with like a cool epic trailer. It was like 5v5, and then like it faded to just like 4v4. And like the first thing I thought was just like, okay, well, you just cut the competitive base down a lot with that, and like just try to like and make it look cool. Like, all right.
So the thing is, like, for instance, Dallas Empire, they just won the championship. So, yeah, the next day, they're like, oh my God, we're cutting someone off the team, by the way. Like, oh. Wow, that didn't last very long.
And they had to cut, like, a back-to-back world champion, like, and now, like, to even, like, I want to be in the Call of Duty, like, league. Like, well, now there's only 40 spots, kid. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
But like I get why you go back to 5v or 4v4 to 5v5. 5v5 is just but like I also just think watching Call of Duty is just ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry. Like for watching esports Call of Duty, it's just not for me. It never has been. I don't think it ever will be. But 5v5 was just a little bit clown fiesta, and 4v4 does make a little bit more sense as a spectator kind of sport.
I mean, for me, it's the same as CSGO. I don't like to watch it unless it's like a big stakes or like a major thing, like the championships. But I think the problem was most people pushed back on this. Like most of the players pushed back on this. Most of the owners and people were like, "No, we're 5v5. Like you already changed it. Now we've made this ecosystem. Like
we ride with it."
And then evidently they just still pushed it through. So it sucks for all those people that were playing, and especially to be that person now kicked off. Man, that's gotta hurt.
Well, and then like you have to look. Well, and then you have to think of the other team. It's like, well, yeah, we have a full roster of 4 now, but it's like, well, now Clayster's available, and Clayster's way better than the other guy we have on our roster. So it's like now we have to cut 2 players, and now we have half of the team we had last year that we've been working with 8 months with, when we expected to be working with them for a lot more years than just a game. Like it's just, I feel just bad for the Call of Duty like esport community, but then again, I do get it from a spectator's point that like 4v4 is better to watch competitively, I think, and makes more sense. But I don't really watch Call of Duty esports, but that's just my thinking.
I was upset because I know our boy Blue. I mean, he's been fiending for that professional spot, and this is just gonna make it harder for you, Blue. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like modern Warzone. I was trying to go pro in that shit, and it's just really depressing that I can't anymore.
I know, dude. You were grinding that, man. Like,
hey, now the story's just getting even better when you make it. The story's just getting better. You got to think about it that way.
Hey, we'll always be there for you.
Shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars.
Oh.
And if you miss, your esports career is over.
Yeah, because we went to 4v4.
Next up, thought this was just an interesting little tidbit, and it's actually so fitting that we just talked about Call of Duty. Cyberpunk 2077 will allegedly...
Delayed to 2077?
No. Will require less than 200 gigabytes of storage.
Press X to doubt.
Why?
Yeah, if that's going to be less than 200, and then we just mentioned Call of Duty, which is like, hey, new patch, it's a terabyte. What did they do?
Wait, how big is Call of Duty?
It's near 300 gigs, I think. It's nuts.
You're telling me they take up 300 gigs on my computer?
Well, I don't know. That's consoles. I assume PC's up there. I'm gonna
Jamie,
look it
can
up,
you check what it is?
Jamie, can you check our files? It's ridiculous. That's what it is. But the fact now that apparently Cyberpunk, which is like going to be the super crazy ambitious game, where you're probably like, man, this is going to be insane. They're like, yeah, it's less than 200 gigabytes.
Is that like, ooh, or is that like, whoa, you're able to like put all that game?
I mean, I'm impressed.
Just make it 200.
Yeah, but that's just it. It's like, what is Call of Duty doing, man? Makes no sense. It really doesn't.
Yeah, but then like I think about like Destiny, where they're just like, yeah, we don't want our game to be like too big, and then
but they're not even 100 gigs.
That's what I'm saying. And then you have Cyberpunk that's like, we're under 200, and everybody's like, wow, under 200. And like, what's Destiny like? 40, 50?
No, that's more than that. I want to say it's, I know, Blue, you might know.
Destiny's definitely above 100, but it's still like, hey, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're not exactly high on the disk space totem pole here. So
no,
is it on your solid state, Blue?
Destiny? No, I took that. That's just on my hard drive.
Whoa!
We swapped that. Hey, said get off that.
I told them to get off.
You've been booted.
Final Fantasy on the SSD.
No, you know it.
Yes, sir. I need them rotations to be crispy.
Please, Final Fantasy's free.
All the way till Heavenly something, right?
The fact that you tried to remember just means a lot.
And
so thank you.
And they're selling a new mount, Mr. Fruit. It's $36.
That's a steal.
I saw.
Look, we don't need to talk about that.
I saw it like
in Final Fantasy lore.
I saw it in an email I got. It was like Final Fantasy 14. I was checking my email. I was like on the social tab. I was like, oh, for Blue, I'll look. Like it was like new. It was like for new outfits and stuff. I was like, oh, I hope he's having fun.
You know who else was having fun?
The sad raid.
No.
Oh.
Evidently, a man that was spotted flying in a jetpack near LAX. Did you guys hear about this?
I read the headline.
Tony fucking Stark.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
What else?
Read the headline. Didn't look into it. I went, oh, fun.
Hey,
that's it.
That's what I like to hear. You know what? You're like, hey, I want to read books. I won't even read an article, but I want to read some books.
You know, like the guy who's like, never judge a book by its cover. Like, I'm the complete opposite.
You look at
like,
that cover, trash.
Judge everybody.
Yeah, so apparently, I mean, there's still not much to it because it's still developing or whatever. But evidently, I don't remember which airline. Let me see. I had it pulled up somewhere.
If it's United, I don't want to hear about it.
Well, I want to say
we stand united in these parts.
American Airlines.
Okay, same.
Radioed the control tower at LAX.
Hubloo.
The plane was at 3,000 feet and 10 miles out from landing. They were descending. And the quote is, Tower, American 1997, we just passed a guy in a jetpack. It's word for word what they said. Now, a second pilot with JetBlue Airways also radioed in a report of sighting a man in a jetpack.
What? Like
the fact that there's two. And
look, and what kind of jetpack are we talking? Are we talking like this is like a legit jetpack where it's like kind of compact, nice and tight, like I'm going through, or like I got 2 boosters on me, I'm 2 seconds away from exploding?
All it says is the FBI says the Bureau is looking into the reports made by the pilots. Could be aliens.
No,
there's no.
Could be the Soviets.
I just think it could be just Elon with just something he's just cooking up over there with his stock markets, just his stonks going up.
It's the Russians, dude.
We're pretty dumb, so I have absolutely no doubt that someone.
It's not our tech.
Made a jetpack or bought a jetpack and was like, wow, this looks like so much fun. Let's go fucking ride a jetpack, without having any understanding of safety standards when it comes to flying. And especially at a certain elevation, right? You have to be like,
yeah, you got to clearance and stuff.
Yeah, you need clearance. So I have no doubt that someone just happens to have a jetpack and they're just like, hey, wow, look, I can fly. And oh shit, I'm gonna just why?
But that's just the thing. We don't know of any tech somebody could have where they would be able to have a jetpack that could do something like that.
What do you mean? We absolutely have had that tech.
No, like the closest thing we have that we haven't seen, who knows what the military has, is like the water jetpacks where they use
like it's like a hose and it shoots it back.
There's been quite a lot of tech demos over recent years of jetpacks being pretty capable. So
I mean, I would be interested to see something that could be used, like that you're 3,000 feet up in the air.
Yeah, 3,000 feet is so high. Like you have
almost
that
as
like
high
jetpack,
as we are.
Like
we're a mile high.
I can bet you someone was testing their shit, and then once again, I don't need clearance. Boom, there's a dude in a jetpack.
I mean, I'd be down if there was. I just
who's stupid enough just to strap that fucker on, man? And just be like, here we go. Like, check this out, Tim.
Americans.
Man, we do be wildin'.
We do be wildin'.
All I know too, though, is like we're in the day and age though, where something like this. I don't know. Do like pilots? Do they not have their phones? I don't know. If I'm the pilot, but what the? Like, I'd be like, is that a dude in a jetpack? Like, snap. Like
that's the millennial. When
yeah,
wait,
there's no evidence. Like, come on, give me something.
And don't planes have cameras, or am I crazy?
I ask your dad.
Yeah,
he would be the expert on that one.
Question.
That reminds me, Claire and I have been watching this anime called Haikyuu or something.
Oh, Haikyuu is tight.
Yeah, it's like this volleyball anime, and but we just keep watching this, and she's always like, "Why do they keep like rotating people? How do they score? Hey, what is like a libero?" And she's asking me all these things, and I'm like, babe, I don't know volleyball. And then she's like, "Hey, what do you know?" It's like, "What did I just say?" It's like I know as much as you do, and I'm not. Every episode, she's like, "How are they doing it?" And then she looks at me, and I'm looking at her like, "I told you, I don't know any of this."
The only things I know are what you know.
Yeah,
from the context clues we are both given.
I'm trying. And then she's like, well, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm like, well, when you think out loud,
Sydney
and you
always
look
says
at me,
she's thinking out loud,
and you're waiting for a response, that's not thinking out loud. You're asking me a question.
I say that I'm just thinking out loud. I'm like, no, you are looking at me saying, do we need this? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, no, I'm just thinking out loud. Like, no.
So does that mean, Blue, have you seen this anime?
Haikyuu's tight. I'm not like quite as weeb oriented to like stan Haikyuu, but it's cool because it has the same composer from My Hero.
Oh,
I did not know that.
Yeah, and the music is super tight, so I stan.
How many are you like caught up on it?
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I'm as caught up as one can be on the show. I'm not
okay, because I think Netflix has like 2 seasons, and I think we're still on first season. But either way, tight. we're watching the dub. Not my idea.
Oh, is the dub good?
It's actually not bad. Again, like I was a little hesitant, but honestly, they got some pretty good people, and thankfully, it must be a different studio because it's not the same 3 voice actors you hear in dubs.
Yeah,
like I can't place most of any of them really. They're all new people, which is nice.
I have changed my stance on dubs since watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I have changed.
I'm a dub man.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more open to him now. Like I'm not as against him because Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is pretty tight.
I'm not against the dub. I just prefer subs.
Yeah,
mainly too because having to read like that, it makes me like I said, like I can't get distracted for the slightest second. Like I'm just fully engrossed in this. And it actually helps me like remember names and stuff more because I'm terrible with that. But I think I have like visual memory. I don't know how but like if I want to remember somebody's name, I'll try and think of where I saw the name. And when it's like anime, I can think back to like the text where it says their name. Like, oh right, like Natsuki Subaru would be like RE0. I would not remember that if it was just dub. But like because I see it. It like helps me remember some certain stuff.
5-head.
So
it's pretty 5-head.
Pardon your regularly programmed podcast listening for this short ad break.
There hasn't been a whole lot to smile about these past few months, but things are getting better. We are getting time to spend physical time around the family. Maybe some sporting events may come back, and enjoying the summer weather. Those are things you just can't help but smile about, right? Do you have a megawatt smile to show off? No? My friends over at Candid can help. Candid are clear liners that are comfortable, removable, and totally invisible, unlike wire braces, so you can transform your smile without anybody noticing. Plus, your treatment is prescribed and monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who is an expert at tooth movement. Candid only works with orthodontists and never general dentists like other companies, and with some of those other companies, you may never hear from a doctor as you go through the treatment. That's ridiculous. With Candid, your treatment includes the remote monitoring by the same orthodontist who created your plan, so you never have to wonder what you're doing. You'll always know, and I love that. The average Candid treatment is just 6 months. You'll start seeing results way before then, at cost of the average of 50% less than Invisalign. Ready to take the next step forward in getting your dream smile you can't wait to show off? Get started today from the comfort of your own home with Candid's risk-free starter kit and $70 off. Go to candid.com/GG and use code GG. That's candidco.com/GG. Code GG for your risk-free starter kit and $75 off. candidco.com/GG, code GG.
But just rolling through some things here. I don't know much about this, but I know the internet was going crazy. Maybe you guys know a little bit more. NVIDIA revealed their new line of graphics cards.
You weren't like in on this? Like you didn't like watch or anything like that or look into it? They like released like it's like what the 3000 series, Blue, and they're good prices, like the 3070, the 3080, and the 3090. The 3070 I think is only 600 or it could be 500, like as low as 500, I think. I can look it up exactly, but you just have to look at the 3090, bro. That thing is nice. Like but like it looks like almost too big. Like
it's about
massive.
Well, I saw the meme where someone edited it And so he was holding it, and it was like the whole kitchen.
Yeah.
And the joke was like, I'd still buy it.
No, I'm still buying it. I mean, yeah, it looks sick. And like, I just feel like an idiot for getting a 2080 Ti.
But see,
RTX.
That's where I'm at. Like, I got two 2080s. It's going to be the same thing when I upgrade it from like a Titan to a 2080. It won't be that big of a gap. Is it like, will I need that right now? No. Like, the tech I have is fine.
But do I feel like I'm missing out? Yes.
Well, for me too, it's like, if I want to get it swapped out, that means I'm going to have to ship my computer back. No thanks. Like, it'll have to be at the point where going through that will be worth it.
Yeah.
And it's
where Zydex would basically just be like, hey, we're upgrade your computer to 3090 and you can just keep that other one you have.
I mean, if that's the case, like, I'll take 3090.
Yeah, down.
But like, again, I'm not too worried about it. Everything I want to play is still going to run really well. The only thing was there a release date or anything on these?
Like the 3070 was coming out like late October. The 3080 was like mid-September. And then I think like the 3090 was like September 20th or something like that, like a week after the 3080, or it could have been the same time.
So see, I don't know much about these. So I don't know, like, comparison-wise to like a 2080. Like, how does it,
looked like it fucking
fit?
Smoked them, dude. Like,
so like, but here's the thing. The only thing I can think of that will probably matter at all between, like the two cards we have would be like, maybe it's going to run 3 more frames on Cyberpunk. Like, what else do you need it for?
Well, like someone's saying, like the 3090 is like the new Titan, but all the cards are dropping before the new consoles. So,
yeah. Oh, I saw that meme though. It's like everybody's like, "Yes, finally consoles are caught up to PC," and then Nvidia's like, "Psych."
Hey, wait a second. Whoa.
Watch it, buddy.
Which, for the record, too, even before that, you weren't caught up anywhere near computers.
Well, and like that's what like I was telling my friends. Like I was like 3070s are coming out, and I was like, and they are affordable. And I was like, you can build a dope rig that can play anything you could want ever you could imagine. And they're all like, PS5 still. I'm like, please, like, guys,
I mean, with those people though, like, I mean, that's why it's easier. Everybody does
convenient.
It. Yeah, and I assume they're just not that hardcore. Like, it's like quite literally, it's like, not that deep.
Yeah, and I just want to play games with my friends. But they're all on PlayStation.
Good news is, I mean, most games now are going crossplay. So
yeah, but then I have to go like, will you guys join Discord? And then my PlayStation.
We talked about
like,
that.
What
Discord?
Discord? Yeah. What? God,
bro, I need to get a gaming mic for the gaming PC. That's what I need to do.
I just need to get like what I need is what we need is like a compressor that like wires it all to different things, and I don't know.
I already have enough wires going on. I ain't touching anything. So I go back there and I'm like, I don't remember how I set this up, and I can't do it again.
I'm scared.
I'm not touching it. Like, I was thinking about it. Like, I don't even remember what I used to do with the podcast because I always had to like switch wires around. I was like, I don't know if I remember. Like, we're gonna have to like get over that hill when it happens.
Yeah, we'll have to trial and error that.
But so crazy new graphic cards. It'll be interesting. Like, I don't doubt that they'll outperform. Like, it makes sense. Like the 3090, whatever's like the Titan was.
Yeah.
Like the just like egregious, like there is nothing you need this for right now.
Yeah.
Blue,
you finna cop?
No.
I would like to cop, but I mean, graphics cards are such an investment.
What one do you have right now?
I have a 1080.
Oh, 1080? See, I feel like that's still...
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Like I still don't think the jump is enough that it's like, you need this.
Correct.
Yeah. As long as you can play Final Fantasy 14, the 300 series isn't going to help with that.
There's such an investment for... I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, the 38 is going to be like ridiculously bonkers.
Yeah.
But still, it's like so much... Like,
Blue's waiting for Omega solid state drives.
True.
That's what he's waiting for.
But the thing too is, if Blue waits until like the next series drops, then he could get the 3090 for like a steal.
Correct.
Because like the newest cards, they're like, ooh, shiny, new. But that's what I'm saying. It's like nothing.
It's like a car.
Nothing can even take advantage of it because no one. I mean, we talked about this. Like most game developers, for instance, like they make it for consoles and lower graphics. Like no one is making it so that you're like, dude, if you have this game with this graphic card, like maybe Star Citizen, if that ever comes out, that'll be one of those games where you'll need like a NASA rig if you want to be able to play it without it being a PowerPoint. But other than that, I don't know.
And it's ridiculously large. I don't know if like if somebody in the chat can put a picture of it. It is huge. Like they have it just plugged into like a normal motherboard, and it almost looks comical.
That
it's
motherboard,
really
it's like
yeah, it literally is like looks like it's being like strangled by it.
I'm holding on. But more gaming news. Nintendo just had their Mario show, whatever it was, like
35 years.
35-year anniversary.
Congratulations, Nintendo.
More importantly, Mario Battle Royale, baby.
That looks cool. It looks fun. Are you gonna get some content? And then
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be like the
Nintendo
first
videos.
out every time. It's called, for those unaware, I think it's like Super Mario 35. And literally it's like you're playing in the first Super Mario, and you're not in the same world as everyone else, but think like the Tetris Battle Royale, where you can kind of see other people's things, and you're going through, and whenever you defeat an enemy, that enemy will show up in like someone else's game, and vice versa. And there's like modifiers and stuff, and so the whole idea is to just go through the level and be the last one standing. Or I wouldn't be surprised if there was also like first to beat Bowser or whatever. Like if you make it that far. It looks interesting. I just know like, bro, there are people out there playing that game like cracked. Like like it'll be the same with Tetris. You'll go in there like, wait.
Dude, you're gonna see dados all day long in there.
Yeah, like Jesus. Bro, I thought I was just gonna play a nice little game of Mario.
Dude, the Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy is what I'm here for. Like that is what I even pre-ordered the physical copy of that.
But apparently
a limited physical copy. Yeah, this is where I'm weirded out by it.
Oh, well, there's several things. There is the artificial like capacity, or not capacity. Demand. They said at the end of March 2021, it's gone.
That's what I was talking
even
like,
digitally.
You just can't. Can you play it anymore, or like
if you have it? I know that's how Super Mario 35 is going to work. Which makes they said you can play it March 31st, 2021, or like it's gone, I guess. And then with this trilogy or whatever, they're just going to stop selling it.
I understood it was here. You could buy it, but once March 2021 came, you couldn't play it anymore.
I think you can play it if you have the games. There's not going to sell it anymore, which makes no sense in a digital marketplace.
100%.
Yeah, which makes me think that they're selling it. There's something coming on the horizon, right? That has
Nintendo's
like
not that
a
brand.
Wii virtual console or something. I don't know. Like there has to be something coming that for some reason everything in March is like, oh, we're stopping this.
Just creating this bizarre false scarcity.
This is the most Nintendo thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Where they just have this weird archaic way of doing marketing, and because it's so traditional, it somehow works.
It was like when they did like the Super Nintendo re-release or whatever, the like little mini whatever.
Dude.
And they
like, yeah.
Super underproduced. And then they're like, they're sold out. That's it. Except they're doing that with a digital product.
But the thing is, it's going to work. It's going to work. We're all going to fall for it. I'm going to fall for it. Nintendo's going to take my money.
I already bought it.
You
know
what I mean?
I'm going to get it. But the thing, too, is people are upset, too, because apparently they're like HD remakes and stuff. And apparently it's straight up just like ports. They didn't do anything. So
I'm cool with it. I have Mario 64 on my Switch.
Doesn't surprise me.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, but we'll see. Like you just said, I'm a cop though, so
I already did. I don't buy physical games, and I bought a physical edition of it.
Name a more
That's
iconic
how much I love
duo
64
than Nintendo and relying on nostalgia to carry their brand. And it works.
Continues to work.
No.
I just don't understand the idea of we're stopping in March. Like that made me feel like there has to be like a GameCube thing coming, or don't
People have been
know.
asking for that forever. Bro, if I've learned from Pokemon, expect nothing from Nintendo.
Because like what I'm thinking is like they come out with this like GameCube Virtual Console sometime in March or in April, and Sunshine is going to be on it. But then people will be like, "Why the fuck am I going to buy the GameCube that has Sunshine on it when I can just buy it on the Switch?" But then they're going to be like, "No. You can buy it. You can only get it now on the GameCube. You can't get it on the Switch anymore." But for some reason, but then everybody would already have it. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just trying to somehow think for Nintendo.
It's tragic, almost as tragic as hearing that the Batman production's been halted again because of
I was gonna say it's probably
new Ligma discovery.
It got Robert.
God damn it, Ligma. God damn it.
And Ligma got The Rock, dude, and his family.
And it got you, Mr. Fruit.
Apparently, it's over. Just stupid. Like, just go away.
We're
Ligma.
talking about how
nobody
excited
likes
we
you,
are.
bro. Yeah.
You've overstayed your welcome.
Read the room, man.
Seriously.
Honestly.
Like, just leave, bro.
It can't last this long. Toyota Corolla. 25.
You know, the worst
2005 Toyota.
The worst part is it's only America it's lasted this long. Everyone else has been going back to normal life.
Yeah. I saw like my
there's
favorite
still spikes, but like
there's still some people who aren't dealing with it that well, but let's just leave my Batman alone, bro. Like, leave Batman alone, leave Witcher alone.
we need this.
Just let us vibe, bro.
We get so little now. Just give us a little bit of entertainment.
Do you see the rumor that Jason Momoa is in rumors of being the next Witcher?
I'm like, I'm down.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it, but
I would not be angry at that pick.
I just hit you with my
Hey, dude, why are you throwing your deodorant stick at me?
Watch that, dude. I'm gonna rewatch that soon, and I don't rewatch things.
I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Friends.
Yeah,
I love Friends, dude. I don't know why. It's funny. It is funny. Friends is like a really good show. I actually really enjoy Friends. Like, it's like just a nice like kind of sitcom show. And like normally like when I would see Friends, I'm like, that show's so dumb. Like, how can everybody think it's funny? And I found myself like laughing with the studio audience, like ha 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 ha. like that's funny, Joey. Like just stuff like that.
Classic Joey.
Yeah. I'm just like, wait, what am I doing?
Oh,
like I feel like I'm my parents that just watch Everybody Loves Raymond. And that's like all my dad ever does. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, watching Everybody Loves Raymond. I'm like, like the new episodes. And he's like, no.
Reruns.
Cool. Yeah. I'll watch The Witcher. I'll find time.
I just read this and thought it was interesting, just because it sounds interesting. Cool concept. Apparently, it just announced that Division 2 is getting a 100-floor skyscraper in-game activity, where you have to go up 100 floors, where every level is going to be randomized, different enemies. Every 10th level is going to be a boss, and then every 11th level will be a checkpoint. So if you get there, you can return to the tower at that level.
Boo!
But apparently it goes higher and higher. I don't know, like, if, like, you know, every week it gets reset, you know?
No checkpoints, boo.
Okay, weird champ. If we've learned anything, you need something for the casual audience.
Well, yeah, but just grind it. Well, you're Division 2. Whoever's playing Division 2 at that point in that fucking game is enough casual. Just get that out of the way. If you're still playing Division 2 at this point...
Bro, why are you attacking people like that, man?
I'm just not attacking people, but I'm just saying, if you're still playing the Division 2 and you're at that point where you can do that activity,
like
guess what? You ain't a casual.
Yeah, I would 100% agree.
Well, it might bring some people in. Who knows? But I like the idea because it sounds like the original Battle Royale movie. And kind of Dread too.
You talked about that movie a lot.
Yeah, but the Battle Royale movie or whatever was literally just like you got to go up through all these floors, and it was like people you have to keep going through.
I like it's like I forget what that Bruce Lee movie's called. I don't know. I don't remember if it's Enter the Dragon or what the other one is, but that Bruce Lee, he goes up like flights, and every flight it's like a different fight. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's in it. It's a dope movie.
It also reminds me a lot of the 2012, 2013. I don't know when that was. The Dread. I don't know if you guys ever saw that one. Is that just me?
Dread?
Yeah, Dread. D-R-E-D-D. No? Nobody?
No, what is that? Nobody.
Wait, you don't even know what Dread is?
No. Dread. DR what?
EDD.
Dread movie?
It was 2012. There's been a lot of them. It was like a remake. And it has, what's his face? Yeah, Carl Urban. He was Dread.
No, I've never seen this in the This looks like this.
Good movie.
I was like, this looks terrible.
Oh, so you've seen it, Blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I've never seen it. I've never even heard about it.
Bro. Yeah, you're breaking my heart, my achy, breaky heart. Pardon your regularly programmed podcast listening for this short ad break.
And guess what, baby? Just like that, MyBookie is back with another lock. I don't know what kind of locks I'm looking at. I was usually going with the hockey unders. But guys, again, make sure you guys download MyBookie. MyBookie is definitely already sponsoring this podcast. Again, remember, winning season is returning at MyBookie. That means MyBookie means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means Survivor, Super Contest, and once again, baby, your favorite, Squares. It's simple. Make your picks, win big, collect your cash. And MyBookie, winning means hitting all your parlays and your props with your feet up while watching all your teams, baby. It's that simple. Use promo code OVER and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in a free play, designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games that you bet. Once again, MyBookie, thank you so much for sponsoring this podcast. Now let's go win some money, baby.
I pricked that up because yesterday I was drawing, but I was listening to Miley Cyrus was just on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Wait,
what the heck? Yeah.
Did you see her roast his ass?
Well, I didn't see a lot of it.
Oh, there was one point in it. She's like watching she's like showing him a clip of like these like dance moms, and it's like they're
isn't
like
it the
daughters.
RuPaul thing?
There's something like that, but it was like little toddlers and tiaras, and it was like these toddlers doing like pageants. And Joe's like, "What? They're doing the same thing. They just twirl and do the splits." And she's like, "Well, that's how I feel when I watch your show."
Yeah, that was RuPaul. She was talking about Death Drop or something. It's like, I guess, a move they do in like the drag show where you hop down, like you jump into the splits or something and something else.
Oh.
And so she was saying that, and Joe was watching it, and he's like, "It just looks like the same move every time." And Miley's like, "That's what we think when we watch UFC." Like, it all looks like the same.
Yeah,
it was just funny. But that's what made me think of it. Hearing some of that stuff, she has a crazy family. I never knew just how crazy they were.
Yeah, Hollywood comes with a lot of
well, I mean, I can't blame her. That's how she explained it. Like her dad was different. He went from like nothing to all that, where she was born with all that. Mm-hmm. And then it's just a whole different thing. But anyway, aside from that, we have a few other things we can touch on. Nothing too crazy, or we can get into Patreon questions. It's up to you guys. We still have the Twitch September little drama. And
whatever. September never means anything anymore.
We're over it. We're over it.
I'm not even gonna bring like attention to that bullshit.
Yeah, there was Twitch being Twitch and YouTube being YouTube. Nothing really new. That was some of the other stories.
Papagas being Papagas. All right. Let me pull up some Patreon questions here. We appreciate our stands who write into the channel and who are currently listening to the show.
Shout out, homies.
Let's see. The Drifter's mom with a question says, pretend you're all in high school or in middle school now. How would you do with online learning and COVID?
I'd be pretty fucking good at it, considering I never got outside.
Yeah,
I'd suck.
Online learning, I would suck. Like I
couldn't even pay attention in a classroom.
Yeah, dude. Let alone like my home with my Xbox.
I'd just be alt tabbed, like playing like a card game or something. Like, what? Yeah. It's 27. It's like, this is English class. Yep. Okay, great.
It'd be like me in college almost. Just like I'm there, but I'm not there.
Yeah. Like I feel bad for. Well, here's the thing: is like some people that's actually better for them.
That sounds like it works for Blue. Like.
Well, yeah, like some people. Go ahead, Blue.
As much as I would like to say it would work for me, I would get super in this day and age. If I were a young kid learning, I would be like low key farming FF in the background while like during my classes, and be like, damn, gotta level up my botanist, and then I would get none of my work done. I would probably be awful, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Like, I think it might help some people. Maybe they learn better that way, or makes them more comfortable, or maybe, like people who are more socially anxious, perhaps. But I think part of it too is they're missing out on some of that social aspect. Even if you hate high school, or like, I hate everybody else in my class, bro, take it from me. Once you're out of high school, you don't meet new people, really. Like,
it's great
unless you go to college.
Yeah,
and then that's pretty much your last point.
And unless you go out to look and meet new people,
unless you go out of your way,
yeah,
that's it. You're gonna have your coworkers, and you're just gonna realize it's different. I don't meet new people and interact the same way. You might hate it, but I think it's also important to do that, and I think that's part of it, and that's part of the only reason I was able to stay focused. But I just think it'd be so hard to do. Well, I guess it goes two ways. I might not have hated it if I can go at my own pace, but I think it's all digital classrooms, so you still go through an hour class or whatever every time.
Yeah, it seems awful.
But if they were yo, here's your work, I'd get that done in 2 hours, and I'd be sick. I got the rest of the day. But if I can't do that, and it's just sitting up, which it sounds like it is, yeah. Long story short, I would not do
well. We have a question here from Mommy Yarutu3. Hopefully I'm not butchering that, but I probably did. Looking back now, which video or recording you will like to change if time can go turn back? Why? So if we could go back in time and change a video, what would we do? I don't know. I don't think I ever wish I could go back.
I've never thought of
a video.
Yeah, I've never thought of one where it's man, if we just did that completely different.
No, I really can't. Thankfully, there's not an instance that I can think where I was man, I wish we changed that.
I would
maybe other than my microphone.
If I went back and changed anything, I would go back and I would go back and try to make the Dream Team Olympics more cooperative, because man,
you have a good point.
My mental health took a nosedive during Dream Team Olympics.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I totally forgot about that. That was a nightmare.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That was so long ago too, that it's just.
It was cool seeing the engagement, but me and Fruit can both vouch that was rough on.
Yeah, I mean, it was
that,
death. That was the equivalent. People were man, people coming after you, death threats, all that kind of stuff. It was just nonstop fighting, and hitting us.
Fast,
the recording it, I had a lot of fun.
Great, it was
editing,
so much fun.
A lot of fun.
And then
the social aspect of it.
As soon as it went out,
it was ass. It was fun to see the engagement. That was cool, but to see how kind of toxic and kind of way too.
I thought it would just be a fun I'm Team Booty, or I'm Team... No,
not if you fucking support this team, I'll kill you.
And that's where it's not it was always like that. It's just there was so much Fruit's okay, but he's fucking dog shit compared to Blue. Or, Blue's all right, but fuck him, Team fucking Salt. Fuck that stupid fucking penguin.
It really was
hey, man,
hey,
I'm just... Hey,
and then they would then project that onto things that happened in the video. Shouldn't have got away with this. So stupid. It's because this is this. Or this person should have won. They cheated. And all this kind of stuff. I'm just it's not that deep. It really isn't. We literally added an RNG part to just make it a meme.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot about that, but I 100% agree.
I agree now too. I totally forgot about that.
I think I remember DMing Blue about it afterwards. I'm just bro.
It was so long ago.
Yeah, I remember I was hey, this is
sucks.
People really do not like me.
Yeah,
because of the RNG thing. Because I kept winning the RNG rounds.
Yeah, because everyone's
during recordings would get tilted, and it was funny.
Yeah.
When we were recording, because like fucking Blue winning the RNG again. But then you go to the comments and people are like, fuck that fucking stupid
fake
RNG.
winner.
He's not even good. He's not even good. Piece of shit.
Like he didn't deserve the win and everything. It's like it's not like Jesus.
And not that big, man. Like there's no like
come on, dude. Like we're just having fun.
Because people were super pissed that there was never a winner. Because it just so happened we like tied. Which was ridiculous. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that.
Yeah, it was just there were like 6 other events, like something we could have never, ever have planned ever.
Like it just happened. I was like, I genuinely did not think we'd tie. And we tied.
Yeah.
And so then it came down to, I was like, wow, that's.
And I Omega lose. Like, that was just like.
But I was like, and it kind of helps, like, that there's 2 winners. Like, it's not so decisive. But then it was like no, Blue doesn't get it because it was all RNG, Rob was robbed, and it was just like.
Well, it was, and we even differentiated, like, okay, Fruit wins skill, Blue wins the meme,
and people were still
like,
I'm glad you brought that because I think I've just blocked that.
Oh
like,
my God, yeah, that's like a 2-month time period where I just didn't want to think about that.
That was. Yeah, I remember talking to Claire about that. Like, just like, late now, like, babe, this Olympic thing, like, this was a mistake. That's why whenever we will have to do Dream Team Olympics too, eventually, whenever it actually makes sense and it'll be fun. But it's going to be something different.
And I think our community now is a little bit more
like
self-aware and kind of in check, and like they know who they are, they know who we are, and it won't be like that.
I think so. It's just back then we did Dream Team Olympics like right at the peak. People
we all
were not
understand how big it was, honestly.
Like at that point we had been doing Dream Team less than a year at that point. So we were still pretty fresh and people didn't really weren't as familiar with us as they are now.
I mean, we weren't Among Us big, but we were
not to mention the editing those videos took. To do all that and be like, this is sick. And then not even any comments about the video. It's just, hey,
I just remember we because how did we even? The Olympics was like, hey, we should do this. This would be fun, and everyone was like, oh, that'd be so sick. And then we're like, this is such a cool idea. And then we all started throwing ideas, and then I did a couple graphics, and Rob was like, let's do this, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna be so tight. First video, it went from 100 to 0.
Yeah, it just was supposed to be like a fun community kind of this is something for you guys kind of thing. Like
a fun little, hey, root for your team.
Like, thanks for supporting us. Like, let's do something that's kind of different from everything else we've kind of. Never mind, let's go back to doing everything that we used to do. Okay.
And I felt bad at the time too, because I was getting my team or whatever was the least. I was getting everybody's like, dude, Fruit's are everyone cares about Fruit. Let's go Blue and Rob. So it's every comment was like.
Yeah, it was just
my channel. No one cares about me.
Yeah, it was sad.
God damn it, dude.
That whole thing was just a disaster. I mean, the final product, if you just watch the things and you ignore the comments, I think it was good.
It's great content.
There's some funny moments. It sucked to edit, but doing the perspectives was fun. And all in all, I thought it was good, but it was just one of those things where, on paper, you're like, this can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And then in practice, it was
Ricardo the Heart asks, favorite meme of 2020 so far? My favorite, and I just may be a victim in the moment, and it may be just because we're kind of involved with it, is who is Ab? This who is Ab
so
thing.
Funny, man.
I can't get enough.
It's so funny.
Any who is Ab or who is Sammy, anything that involves asking who somebody is.
I don't think he did it at all last night, though. I also think he finally realized how hard he was getting memed, and I think he's like, okay, I should probably learn who.
That he's just connecting names now at this point.
Yeah, because I don't think he ever asked who somebody was last time, but I mean, it was still funny because I was editing well past when I thought he should know, and it was still who's Ab? Who's Ab?
Yeah, it's just hilarious.
It was hilarious, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite meme of 2020. And recency
it's so
bias.
Wholesome too.
Yeah, and it's just wholesome and awesome, and it's just the homie. It's great. Has everything I could want in a meme.
Let me see. I don't know. There's been.
Are you like Googling 2020 memes, you boomer?
Yeah. Well, because there's like that's it. There's recency bias, but I'm trying to think like.
Oh, it moves so fast.
Yeah.
I also like the I think it was the Ugandan like do 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 do
like the funeral thing.
Yeah, that shit was. Yeah, when that was in its prime, it was great. I loved that. That was nice.
Oh, I'm enjoying, but see, this is recency bias. I'm enjoying the like mentally, I'm here right now.
Oh
yeah, and then it shows like somewhere random.
Yeah, mentally, I'm here.
Oh, I hated this trend. I just see it right here. This is one I didn't like. The stupid, is it cake or not?
Oh,
dude, that I don't know why people love that so much. I hated that.
It disturbed.
Shit.
I don't know. There was It upset me.
Shit
I don't know.
It melts. I melt every time I read.
I would get like a slight level of anxiety whenever I would watch a video, and I'd be like, "Is this another stupid fucking cake video?" Thank God it's not.
It's the same way. That's the best way. For some reason, it like gave me anxiety. I don't know. I just stop.
It wasn't like that serious, but it was like, dude, God, this is another stupid cake video. Is he gonna cut it? Yep. Cut into the stupid fucking Nokia phone. Great. That was so satisfying, dude. I hated it. I don't know why I had like such a rational anger to it.
Me too. I don't know. But I will say I totally forgot about this. Elon's kids' name memes. Totally forgot that was this year. Those were hilarious.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
All the like whatever memes.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh,
do you have more?
No, I'm just scrolling through it. You keep going.
We have a question from Zertz here. It says, have you guys heard of the fantastic indie game called Hollow Knight? If so, have you played it? Why or why not? I've never played Hollow Knight. I have heard of it, though. That's like... Oh, wait, no. I was thinking Hollow Knight and Shovel Knight. Never mind. No, I've never heard of Hollow Knight, then.
I played a little bit, actually, a couple hours. And I actually love it, but I stopped playing through it because one day I might want to actually do a let's play on it, and if I did, I wanted to go in not knowing. But one, what I play was amazing, and two, I know like all the praise it's gotten. I've even watched like a little documentary on it. I've heard about it, and it's dope. And at the very least, if I don't do a let's play on it, I just want to have it beat before Silk Knight, or yeah, I believe that's what it's called, Silk Knight releases.
Is that like Hollow Knight 2 or something?
Well, so there's another character you find during the game, and it was supposed to be a DLC for Hollow Knight, but then they were making it, and it was getting so big, they're like, wait, we can just do a new game. So they're making a new game now out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So at the very least, I want to be done with it by then.
Have you played that, Blue?
I have not.
Arnav asks, when will we see all three of you back on the Minecraft server? I would assume when we have, because like so what we're working on now is like, you know, when you go on a server and like you can go into like a warp gate and it'll like take you into like another part of the world, but it's like,
holy crap!
Was that done?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my God, Wonka S.
Bro. We're good. I'm not dead, so we're good.
But like you can go into like a portal and it's like you play a game of Spleef, or it takes you to like a plot land where you can just like make stuff. So it's like all kinds of different stuff. And I know we have to make some Minecraft content with for the St. Jude charity stream. So I'm sure when that comes around.
We got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah. I don't know. Blue sometimes periodically stops on by. Maybe one of these days you will.
Minecraft is tight. It's just I know if I get on it, I'm gonna spend like the next 8 years building like a stupid like a little vista over by the ocean like I always do, and then I'm gonna make them be like, I just build the same thing I always build.
I could have been chocobo farming, and then you go back to Final Fantasy.
Feel that.
I mean, I'd still be like, dude, that was tight. Like, if I go in, I have to like pre-plan what I'm gonna do next time because I can't keep building the same thing over and over.
Dark Side asks, if you could have any conversation with anyone in recorded history, who would it be?
Bro, I hate when they ask these questions, dude. It's too ambiguous. I'm terrible at these. Everyone in history. Oh, cool. Let me narrow that down real quick. And I told you, it feels like there's a correct answer, and I want to know what that is, but I hate these questions.
I don't know, like Joe Rogan. Like,
so have you ever tried DMT?
I don't know, man. Like, JFK would be pretty cool, I guess. Like, if I could like have a hand, like JFK can really talk to me about anything. JFK, sure.
Well, we should also preface, we'll just assume in this perfect world that whenever you meet this person, there's just a magical translator that you could like actually, because I could be like, Attila the Hun. And he comes here and I'm like, I don't know what this dude's saying. Like, so if with all that considered, I'd maybe go back to one of like the Greek philosophers. Like, that might be really interesting.
Or somebody like that, or whatever his name is.
Somebody who was just like, how does your brain operate?
Like Aristotle or
just something like that.
Michelangelo.
Somebody that just
Donatello.
thought a lot. Yeah. I guess
Blue, what about you?
I don't know. I would probably like actually talk to the OG Tesla man himself, Nikolai Tesla.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That would be a good one. I feel like there was just so much he had that we just never actually got to like take a peek at.
Yeah. Every time I think of Nikola Tesla, I think of David Bowie because of The Prestige. It's a dope movie.
Oh yeah, Prestige is so good.
Such a good movie, dude. That's a lot of the reason why. Well, that, and then I started like doing research on it, and I was like, dude, what the? There's so much stuff like we could have today that could have just not been credited to him, and I'm just so fascinated by like what could have been his that we just don't even credit him with.
Pardon your regularly programmed podcast listening for this short ad break.
Thanks so much to the people who help make GG Easy possible. That's right. I'm looking at my legends: Commenda, Grizzly Stag, Hedron, Jackal, Jacuvius, Omega Arts, Rex Mechanica, Saith, BlueWestlo, Vaxi, and Zigzagaboo, as well as our producers, Annabelle, A-War, CC Kun, Crescencio, D. Wyrick, Grayscale, Green Pete, Grizz, Kale Raptor, Roto, and the Drifter's mom. Thank you guys so much. If I could, I would kiss every single one of you.
Last question from we'll do two more. I am Brady asks, what are the best purchases y'all have made?
Let me think through all the purchases I've ever made. I'm just gonna look around the room.
You, Chris, you said your bed last week, like that. Your bed was like
actually this chair. That would probably be it. It was expensive, but it saved my back the past couple of years. Who knows where I'd be right now?
You sit in that thing every day
for a while.
Best purchase I've made, God.
Or back in the day when I bought the N64 and Super Smash.
Yeah, I guess buying that Halo 2, that's right there. I guess that's the best birthday money I ever spent, because then I wouldn't be super big into. But then again, it's like, or like my car, because then I couldn't drive to places, like, because that's pretty important. Like, but probably.
Yeah, but see, then it'd be like food, because otherwise I would have died.
Yeah. I guess the Halo little disc, because now I that's when I became a gamer. What about you, Blue?
Best thing I ever spent money on.
Boomy?
Probably. I mean, I can't really quantify.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like
I was thinking more like consumer product.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were like asked like overall of all time, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, Boomy, yeah. But if like
but you're right,
consumer products,
something that wasn't alive.
Your Hawkmoon?
Got to be my GameCube, man.
Oh, wish I'd gotten one.
GameCube was like how I really like got into everything video game related.
Cracked on the old Melee sticks.
I was back in the day cafe. That's why I'm scared for the upcoming Melee tournament, because I'm like, dude, I don't remember shit.
Last question here from Radiant G asks, have you ever gone gacha crazy in a game? I don't know what that means. Spend way more than you should on some drop chance or looking for that SSR+++. What does that really?
I've seen Dork do it a million times, and that's exactly why I don't do it.
What does that mean?
I might have done that once.
No, Mr. Fruit.
What's gacha?
Bro,
game?
I try not to do mobile games because that I know the predatory stuff works on me, dude.
Whale, yeah.
I gotta get out.
Too.
Get me out.
So Rob, a gacha game is essentially like a game where the combat system can like change from game to game.
Anything really.
But the general idea is you pay money to open loot boxes essentially, and those loot boxes will have these really cool characters that you want to get. Usually from like your favorite game. So like Dragon Ball has a gacha game, or it's like you got Vegito Blue, and you're like, fucking let's go Vegito Blue.
Yeah.
Or in Pokemon,
or you got
right?
Yamcha.
Pokemon has gacha. It's Pokemon Masters. Like you get this trainer, and this trainer has this Pokemon. It's like, oh, I love Piplup, and you evolve a Napoleon. It's like, dude, best gacha.
Is that what Ad plays when like he's like got to like level 10 today and was like,
no.
Pokemon goes different.
Not gacha.
Oh, okay.
It's like Fire Emblem Heroes, Fate Zero. There's a ton of ones over in like China. China practically runs off.
I've never
gacha.
heard of these. Like apparently, I am not the demographic.
It's huge. That's how they make so much money.
And you don't play these
opening loot boxes for characters.
Yeah. Okay. So Dork plays this a lot, and Mr. Fruit plays these a lot.
Well, no, I try not to.
Fire Emblem Heroes nonstop.
Yeah, they're all. It's dangerous, man. It's just like, man. And then they'll even show you percentage chances, because I think by law you have to now. But it's like 0.1% to get like Vegito Blue. Like, how hard could that be? You know, like,
$100 later.
Well, I feel like I do that with CS:GO cases. Is that like a gacha game? Kind of
close
like,
to gacha.
Similar in nature. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like the core idea is the same. It's just gacha. It basically refers to mobile.
But I can sell my knife for real money. You guys can't sell your Vegito Blue for real money.
Yeah, but it's also a lot more expensive to get knives in CS:GO.
Yeah, and
like gacha
rarely
games
do
are
you
like
turn
the
a
small,
profit.
like dopamine rushes.
Yeah, it's very predatory.
Very predatory.
Well, and the thing too, the problem with those mobile games is like those like SSRs or whatever the ratings are always going to be better too. Like those are the best. Like the rankings. So it could be like a C rank is the worst, right? A B rank, an A rank, S rank, SS, and then SSR. That's what I've seen. It seems to be like a common theme in mobile games.
But what about SSSSR? Like it never stops.
They haven't gotten there, but I'm sure they will. But that's just essentially what it is.
Oh, I'm never playing those games. And that'll wrap up the Patreon questions for today, which means we got to wrap up the podcast.
Oh, Dad.
53 episodes and you're still upset every time we wrap it up. Blue, where can people find you on the internet?
You guys can find me everywhere at BlueWestlo.
Twitch.tv/RobbieV and apparently Twitter.com/RobbieV. That's very important to plug.
Just search Among Us on YouTube.
That's what, I was literally going to make the joke.
Like that's really
just type Among Us.
Type Among Us. I'm probably there. I'm an Among Us simp. Let's go.
Get used to the uploads. It's GG over easy and Among Us now for Mr. Fruit.
Well, like somebody mentioned, like, hey man, like Among Us isn't really like doing it for me, but I've been supporting you, and I'm just gonna support you like because you're popping off. I'm like, thanks, man.
Hey, that's
like,
what we want to hear.
Normal videos are always gonna come back. I'm always gonna be variety, but the one thing I've never done is hit a spike like this, and I'm gonna run with it and just see where it goes.
We're riding it.
Yeah. And you know what?
Strap in and hop in.
If it fails, it fails. But at the very least, I can say I tried. So anyway, with that said, that is episode 53 of the GG Over Easy podcast from myself, Blue, and Rob. I want to say thank you very much for watching and or listening. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thanks to my mom, my dad, raising me, giving birth. Appreciate that. Wouldn't be here without him. Bye.